Now, in the past, women were seen as the primary caretakers by default, but today's messaging encourages them to pursue careers and for couples to share the responsibility of a household. Now, while it's crucial for women to have autonomy and their own choices, of course, it does raise questions about whether society's expectations are evolving at the same pace. Many women online have voiced frustration over facing double standards or scrutiny for their choices. Sherry, I'm going to throw this one to you just based on your past. Did you ever feel like you had a set of double standards when you were a stay-at-home mom?
Oh, definitely. And then I felt it even later on. I just felt like either way I felt judged. Right?
Really?
And then even when I was, not by my kids, they were always my biggest fans, but later in life, you're thinking, I'm feeling burned out. I feel like I had to be like super mom. I have to be great at my career. I have to be doing everything.
Who lays that expectation on you? Is it men? Is it society? Is it
society?
Really?
Society, yeah. And that's why it's great that we're more open now and more flexible to different ways of doing it, because I think, and I hear a lot of my female friends too, when we talk, that we get burned out. We feel like, we're all about obviously autonomy and career women, but it was like, well, I just feel like I'm doing more.
Yeah. Paige, let me ask you, do you feel like the common narrative is that women, even if they work, say, you work an administrative job and you're 9 to 3, so you get home a little bit earlier, does society have the expectation that women then, cook, clean, and everything before 5 o'clock so their husbands come home and dinner's made on the table?
I don't care what society thinks. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just how I feel.
But do you feel like there's a narrative on that?
Definitely. I think that traditionally, and for me, even though I work in the wedding industry, the typical idea of a traditional marriage to me, it doesn't align with how I want to live my life. So that's not something that I'm going to put myself into. So I feel that women, unless that's the role you want to fulfill and you find meaning and love in that, then go for it. But if it's not for you, don't feel like you should be forced to step into a role like that. And you don't need to feel burned out.
Do you feel males have a certain level of expectation on that?
Yeah, for sure. I have colleagues and I have people who I've met in my career, and their husband works and they also work. But then when they get home, they're taking care of the kids. They're running kids to practice. They're making the dinner. They're cleaning. And their partners are off playing golf or hockey with their buddies.
So is that just relationship expectations that need to be set prior to?
Definitely. Communicate before you get into a matrimony with somebody, because you don't want to feel trapped once you're already in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Do you notice that's changing a little bit too? Like I have friends like that too, but then I see lots of really, I notice it huge hands-on dads, right? And that makes the world a difference.
I feel as if there's a balance coming. And you see more and more stay-at-home dads. You see more dads that are proud to be at home at 3:30 in the afternoon, when they're maybe expected to be at work till 5 and come home at 5:30, right? I'm curious, Ruth, do you feel like what kind of things do you think society portrays to make women feel like there's that double set of expectations? Where do we see it?
Well, we definitely see it a lot on social media, especially this trend that we've been talking about with the trad wives and the idea of being submissive and being very pure and filling this expectation. I think we definitely see it in religious institutions. And a lot of those sort of traditional spaces. Yeah.
I will say one thing that I think it comes from just people in general in the public. And my next question is, why do we see, and I have seen other women judge other women for choices like staying at home when you said you felt judged all the way around? Why do we see that?
And I think that some of the stereotypes that have been out there, those limited beliefs about what makes a good mom or dad, and that's changing. So now that we're looking at different recipes, it doesn't have to be the cookie cutter style. And
I think often women are made to feel like there's not enough to go around.
Mm-hmm.
So we see other women living their life differently, and we take that as putting less value into the way that we live our life. But I think we really need
defensive.
Yeah, it's defensive. It could be jealousy. It could be anything like that. And I think that we really need to hold space for all different choices that women are free to make.
Support each other, right? And band together. And
absolutely.
Because a lot of times you're just not feeling good enough, right, in any capacity, and you do get threatened. Right?
Sherry, real quick, we got 30 seconds left. You have experience in this. What did being a stay-at-home mom and then transitioning to a career, what did you notice were some of the challenges when getting into the workforce again?
It was being very, very mindful. And luckily, like as a therapist, it was obviously my lean already. But there first, quality time. What did I want them to learn? So if I'm doing homework, I'm doing it with them at the kitchen table where they're
Really?
doing their homework.
So you're getting
And
them involved.
absolutely. It was very inclusive.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, when we come back, how do we truly support women? I want to end off with that because I think it's important, and I think it's important to allow women to have their decisions in whatever area they want to go in life. So let's talk about it.
I'ma rule the world, yeah.